Good evening, sir. Our topic for today is all about the chapter 5, the 19th century Philippine economy, society, and the Chinese mestizos. My topic is all about the vocabulary words. But to fully appreciate the details of Rizal's life related in the previous chapter, one needs to locate him within the wider context of the Philippines in the 19th century. This chapter will discuss the changing landscape of Philippine economy in the 19th century and describe how these developments had an impact on the society in which Rizal grew up, matured, and eventually was martyred. It will begin by looking at the tremendous economic development starting in the late 19th century as product of multiple factors. The chapter will then map up the effects of economic developments on Spanish policies on education, social life, and the people of the Philippines. The role of an important population in the Chinese mestizos in life and economy will also be noted. These Chinese mestizos will be located in the context of the changing social stratification in the Philippines. So let's now move on to the vocabulary words in this chapter. First is the cash crop. Crops cultivated for export. Cash crop, a crop that is grown mainly to be sold rather than to be used by the people who grew it or those living in the area it is grown in. And decree is an order issued by a legal authority, a policy pronouncement. Yung decree is an order handed by a judge that resolved the issues in a court case. A decree is similar to a judgment. It differs in a few key ways. Historically, courts of equity, admiralty, divorce, or probate could make decrees, while a court of law rendered judgment, just like presidential decree. Galleon trade from 1565 to 1815. This was the form of trade. The galleons would sail to Mexico loaded with the goods and return to the Philippines carrying the payment in silver. Manila Galleon trade in 1565 is the beginning of commercial ties between Mexico and Philippines, which represent an important contribution in the economy of the world by reuniting three continents, which are Americas, Europe, and Asia. Insulares are pure-blooded Spanish born in the Philippines. Ang Insulares ay tumutukoy sa mga ipinanganak sa Pilipinas na may dugong purong Kastila ang mga magulang. Ito ay tinuturing na pangalawang pinakamataas na antas sa lipunan. Mestizo, a person with a mixed ancestry. One parent is Chinese or Spanish and the other is a native. An important sector of the population in the 19th century. Mestizo, when used by Filipinos these days, only describe physical appearance, not ancestry. Filipinos can look somewhat mestizo with very little to no European. Terms like mestizo, moreno, and chinito are subjective, especially mestizo and moreno. Some Filipinos do not quite fit in any of these. Mestizo means white skin or sharp features. The sharper your features are, the easier it is to describe you as mestizo. Some Filipinos use this term just for the skin color. Merchant houses, firms established in Manila and other cities by foreign traders. Ito yung lugar ng mga traders para mag-conduct ng kanilang business. Pacto de retroventa, an agreement that allowed a landowner to sell his or her land with the guarantee that he or she could buy the land back at the same price. Para siyang yung deed of sale pero meron silang kontrata na kapag pwede niyang bilhin yung lupa ng same price, yung hindi natataas yung price kagaya dun sa pinagbentahan niya. Parian Chinese enclave established in 1851 outside the walls of Intramuros. The Chinese were forced to live in the Parian. The Parian or marketplace was created to provide a designated area for selling goods. Establishment of the Parian helped stimulate the Spanish colonial economy, especially during the height of the galleon trade, which put Manila on the map of the global commerce. Peninsulares. Pure-blooded Spanish born in Spain, Principalia, wealthy pure-blooded natives said to have descended from the Kadatuan class. Peninsulares are the full-blooded Spanish which are living in the Philippines but born in Spain. Sangli, a term that proliferated in the Spanish Philippines to refer to people of pure Chinese descent, came from the Hokkien word sengil, meaning business social stratification, a way by which people in a society are categorized based on socio-economic as well as political standards. Ang sangli ay isang lipas ng katawagan na ginagamit sa Pilipinas simula noong panahon ng mga Kastila upang isalarawan at iuri ang mga Tsino at Tsinong may lahing Pilipino. Sila ay itinuturing ding ang huli bilang Indio.